Well, many families. Whoa, it's Nainesh Kotak.
I'm here.
I've been talking to you on Skype for 2 years now.
I know.
Nice to see you in person.
My pleasure. Great to be back. In a beautiful studio you have.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been waiting for this. I know you were here last month, but I was on vacay, so
yes.
Nice to see you. So we're talking about summer road travel. People are getting back into vacations, and with all the airport problems, a lot of people are choosing the summer road trip.
Right.
So we're talking about that. Things we need to think about insurance-wise.
Absolutely. You know, we've got the delays at Pearson, baggage being lost.
Yeah. Even with gas prices, it's still...
You know what? There's something about traveling in the car with the family, with the kids. I know they bother each other, but getting to travel, getting back again is fantastic. But we got to look out for things. You know, we always think, okay, for sure, make sure your car is maintained. You got the gas there. You're traveling in the United States. You know where you're going, know where you're going to be staying. Get your car maintained. Travel insurance, that's one thing, and I can certainly chat about that. But something that people don't consider is your auto insurance limits. Look, in the United States, most of the states, their policy limit is only $50,000. Some of the states, there's 2 of them, have no requirement.
Yeah, was it
insurance.
Virginia and New Hampshire?
And New Hampshire. You don't have to have auto insurance.
How the heck does that work?
Well, you know, that's their choice. The problem is this: you get in an accident with someone who's not insured or is underinsured, they caused it, there may be a lack of compensation. What happens then is we turn to our own Ontario policy for a top-up. But if you only have our minimum limits, which is $200,000, and you're severely injured, you're not going to be covered. So I always recommend at least $1 million in your liability policy and your underinsured policy, and maybe even $2 million. It doesn't cost a lot to increase it. The other thing to think about is this: you know, you're driving in a strange place. For example, you know, it's the first time traveling on the route in the United States, and if you cause an accident and injure someone, and your policy limits are too low, you may be personally liable. So, big recommendation: make sure your limits are above $1 million for liability. Travel insurance, very, very important. You know, when you're going on vacation, you never expect that something's going to happen, but I'm telling you, I've seen tragedies in my line of work, and it could be illness.
As a personal injury lawyer.
Absolutely. It could be illness, it could be accidents, and the cost of hospitalization in the United States, OHIP covers just a little fraction. Travel insurance, talk to your credit card company, look at your group policy. Are you covered? What are you covered for? And even, you know, get a travel agent to top that up. It doesn't cost a lot more.
You're right, because there are so many nightmare stories. Back to the auto insurance. So, and this even within Canada too, interprovincial travel. There's a different bar for liability, like even between Quebec and Ontario, for example.
Okay. So we have some pure no-fault regimes, like Quebec, for example, or Manitoba, where if you're injured, you know, they have this government system that really would provide compensation, supposedly, but there's no ability to sue. So you would certainly rely on your own accident benefit coverage from Ontario, or you could ask to be covered under Quebec law instead. You would have that choice. Because, you know, Ontario, we have a 2-tier system.
Right.
The no-fault, which again has been severely gutted over the years by different policies. You know, the medical rehabilitation for most injuries is only $3,500. You're under the minor injury guideline unless you have a fracture or a complete tear.
Yeah.
So, you know, that certainly needs to be looked at. We pay a lot of money in insurance. You know, I've spoken about that many times before, but to increase your limits, to go to higher than $1 million for liability doesn't cost much. To get excess coverage for rehabilitation, that doesn't cost much. What costs a lot is, quite frankly, the basic policy.
Yeah. Now, back across the border, the claim can be based on your own jurisdiction or where the incident happened, but not both. How does that all work?
Right. So let's say, let's pick an example. Let's say you're driving and you go through, for example, Texas, and you're in an accident. For the lawsuit, for example, the law of Texas will apply. And I always recommend in that situation, well, you're better off getting a lawyer there and commencing your lawsuit over there because they know their own system. You still have the right for your no-fault claim, which you can use your Ontario policy for your no-fault claim, but you could still sue in the jurisdiction where the accident happened, in fact. And sometimes it probably is better to do that because the American, you know, they don't have as many restrictions on the lawsuits as we do. We have deductibles, we have a threshold of serious and permanent impairments. They don't have that over there. Well, or very, very minor, not like what we have here.
Okay. Still, while you don't have to get auto insurance in Virginia, New Hampshire.
And all, those places of all places, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, but more helpful information you could use at Kotak Law. We'll link up your website and all your socials at chch.com. Good to see you. Looking good,
to see you
Nainesh.
too. Thank
Nainesh
you.
Kotak.